How do you differentiate between your friends and your network? Because many people just take it as socializing. मैं मिल रहा हूँ जी लोगों से, मिलना ज़रूरी है लोगों से. So do you differentiate between your friends and your network?
So now nahi, and you will see that there's a thin line for people who do this a lot, who are happy or successful. I don't like to use the word successful a lot, इसलिए मैं बार-बार happiness की तरफ आता हूँ. लेकिन for them there is a very diminishing line between their network and their friends, because then who would not love to have a friend who they are casually having a game with and also discussing यार वो जो अब हमने next business करना है उसका हम क्या करें. So most of my friends are like that. And मेरा काम भी निकल जाता है, time भी गुजर जाता है, and
the same work is fun as well as it's meaningful.
Yes, productive. Very few people who are my very old friends who I would sit with and just not talk about work. In fact, a lot of my friends have to tell me कि please काम की बात ना करना. And that's a disclaimer that they have to do.
ये बड़ा लोगों के साथ होता है. ट्रेनर की ज़िंदगी में आपको क्या बताऊँ? Okay, we're going to do a short segment with you of 3. So I have 3 questions and each question needs 3 answers. So I have 3 questions and each question needs 3 points from you. Number 1 is 3 most important stories of your life.
That's a tough one, but I'll try to recall. I think there have been multiple stories, and stories are what really shape us as humans. But one of the recent ones, so there was an incident jidhar my daughter is, she's just turning 5 now, choti si hai, but summer vacations chal rahi, ghar baiti hui thi, and our maid's daughter, she was playing with her, and our maid's daughter said something to my daughter, and my daughter looked at me and said ke baba isse to English nahi aati. And I looked at my wife in like a very shocking usme ki yaar matlab we never raised her to be like that. And that is actually very true, because we come from a very humble family ourselves. हमारी अपनी शुरू में बड़ी अंग्रेजी से जान जाती थी. तो to actually see कि ये आजकल I don't know what's happening, and schools हैं या क्या है, system है, probably the system demands us to learn the language, and that is sad. That story, the moral of that story is कि हमारी माशरे में disparity किस चीज़ की, यार language के इर्द गिर्द create हो रही है. और that's why हम तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा उसको उसके बाद से focus करवाते हैं उर्दू बोलने पे, और हम खुद भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा बोलते हैं. हमारा बस चलता तो हम तो पंजाबी बोलते, क्योंकि मुझे बहुत दुख होता है, I come from a Punjabi family. I am not able to speak that. My parents have conversed with me in Punjabi for life. I am not able to respond in Punjabi. So language, I think moral of the story.
What a story that you and your maid's daughter and the interaction. I think when there's divisive people on the top, it flows down to the kids, and it's not top in the family only, it's top everywhere. The global politics has become that, just putting the other down instead of elevating.
True.
But that's my trainer hypothesis. Go on with the second story.
And the second story is I was very fortunate enough to be in a room with Jack Ma, who's the CEO of Alibaba, at the World Economic Forum in Davos. And I got an opportunity to ask him a question. And I asked him, what is leadership for you? Is it about the mind, or is it about is it about the heart, or is it about the mind? And that's usually leaders ke liye, that's one of the challenges. And he gave me a very interesting answer, which was, leadership for me is all about, so you've heard of IQ, you've heard of EQ, but he said leadership is about the LQ, the love quotient. So whatever, आप किसी भी तरह का एक डिसीजन लेने लगे हो, आपका कोई भी मुश्किल हो, बेशक आपका माइंड हो, आपका हार्ट हो, आप देखें कि is there empathy involved in the decision that you're taking. And if you're taking that decision based on that, your LQ, you would not have a remorse on that decision. And that was another story that fundamentally changed me as a leader. So that was one of the recent ones. And third one was, again, I have the opportunity to go out and organize TEDx Islamabad, so I meet a lot of people who have different stories to tell. So one of the speakers, she is again, that's a बहुत मुझे feel हुआ story के बारे में. I don't want to name her, but so I called that speaker up. She's challenged physically, and she said, so we were working on her slides, and she said कि मैं अपनी wheelchair वाली slides pictures slides में डाल लूँ. So I was like, इट्स योर चॉइस, मतलब अगर आप करना चाहती हैं तो कहती नहीं, लेकिन आप यही चाह रहे हैं ना कि आप मुझे इसलिए बुला रहे हैं क्योंकि आप ये दिखाना चाहते हैं कि जो है ना हम इस तरह की स्टोरी सेल कर रहे हैं. एंड दैट वाज अनदर मोमेंट दैट रियली शुक मी, क्योंकि शायद इस तरह दुनिया करती हो, मैंने तो इस तरह, मेरा तो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे माय पर्पस वाज टू टेल अ स्टोरी, टेल एन आइडिया वर्थ स्प्रेडिंग दैट हैजंट बीन शेयर बिफोर. तो उनको मैंने कहा कि अब तो आपने अगर खुद डालनी भी थी, अब आप नहीं डालेंगे, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट बीइंग कॉल्ड हियर टू शेयर दैट पार्ट, एंड वी आर नॉट कॉलिंग हियर टू सेल यू, वी आर कॉलिंग हियर बिकॉज यू हैव एन आइडिया वर्थ स्प्रेडिंग दैट्स ब्यूटिफुल. So those are the 3 stories that I can.
You looked at it that way. It's easy to objectify and
yes,
get a lot of hits and likes on it.
Yeah.
3 books that I keep getting this question so many times. मैंने कहा ये ज़रूर डालूँगा interview में. 3 books that you would recommend the people who are watching right now. What are the 3 books? And I don't mean lifetime recommendations, but I mean very contemporary recommendations जो कि आजकल के लोग पढ़ सकें और sense बना सकें जिसका.
Got it. So I would highly, I'm not a books person, but at the same time there are a few books that I've read क्योंकि मुझे काफ़ी ज़्यादा उनकी जो philosophy थी वो अच्छी लगी. एक तो one of the recent ones is called Designing Your Life. It's by Bill Burnett.
Okay.
And it's an amazing book because it shows you how you can apply design thinking to your life.
Okay.
So it's and gives you very a very structured framework, and I have a thing for frameworks. क्योंकि अगर
what thing, huh?
A good thing. And
boys have a lot of things for a lot of things. You have thing for frameworks.
I have a thing for frameworks. क्यों? क्योंकि I think structured advice does a lot of good for humans as compared to self development books का मैं तो ज़्यादा fan नहीं हूँ, क्योंकि उसमें वो कहा जाता है अच्छा ये कर लो, उस author को नहीं पता मैं किस challenge से गुजर रहा हूँ. इधर मसले हैं कि माँ कह रही है दही ले आओ, बीवी कह रही है आते हुए पैम्पर ले आओ, इस तरह के डिफरेंट तरह के मसले जो हैं वो चलते जा रहे हैं. सो इसीलिए मैं ज़्यादा फोकस करता हूँ बुक्स विच कैन गिव यू फ्रेमवर्क्स ऑन हाउ टू फिक्स प्रॉब्लम्स. सो वन इज़ दैट. द सेकेंड वन इज़ not very contemporary, but I would highly suggest everyone to read any sort of a fictional journey. My favorite is Harry Potter. Why? Because when you become an adult and when you go through that life of reading Harry Potter as a teen, then you see कि यार the J.K. Rowling ने वो जो पूरी एक वर्ल्ड क्रिएट की है उसकी कितनी एनालॉजी है इस रियल वर्ल्ड में, राइट? लाइक द डेथ ईटर्स वुड बी द तालिबान्स, right? A lot of analogies, and that actually gives you कि यार अच्छा then we need to find our Dumbledore, and we need to find people like Harry Potter himself or people who were his. तो ये एक मुझे analogies बड़ी relate करती हैं इस तरह कि यार leadership में या fiction gives you an opportunity to think in ways that usually your mind would not be able to. So I would highly recommend to read up on fiction. And third, any book that gives you advice, थोड़ा सा मैं specific book पे नहीं करना चाह रहा, मैं ज़्यादा उसको open रखना चाह रहा हूँ, which can give you an advice on how to solve problems, decision making. That's one of the key things that you're going to be doing in your life, whether you wake up and you have a छोटी सी पानी की मोटर जो नहीं चल रही, या आपका बोर्ड मीटिंग है जिसमें कोई नाराज हो गया उसको आपको फिक्स करके लाना है. Everything, decision making is going to be a very important part.
Excellent. Also books help install templates in the mind. Thank you for identifying this. Books give you templates in your mind so that you can view the world according to those templates. The lesser templates you have, the lesser your worldview is. The more you read and more you're able to look at. I also like your pragmatic approach to reading, that structure ho, direction mile, instead of just random. At the same time, you mentioned stories, Harry Potter being fiction account, and कहते हैं कि अगर किसी कल्चर को समझना है तो उसकी कहानियों को समझ लो, और कल्चर को चेंज करना है तो उसकी कहानियों को चेंज कर दो. सो मैं खुद भी बड़ी कहानियाँ सुनाता हूँ. सो दीज फिक्शन स्टोरीज आर रियली रियली पावरफुल, और एनालॉजी में खुदा भी बात करता है इंसान के साथ. इतनी किताबों के अंदर आपको एनालॉजीज मिलेंगी. सो ब्यूटिफुल. थैंक यू फॉर द रिकमेंडेशंस. द लास्ट वन, आई थिंक सबसे ज़्यादा चैटर इसी पे जनरेट होता है. पाकिस्तान, 3 ख्यालात साद हामिद के इस मुल्क के लिए. पाकिस्तान, हमें पता है हमारे पास टैलेंट है, हमें पता है हमारे पास बहुत रिसोर्सेज हैं. 3 ख्यालात आपके पाकिस्तान के लिए क्या है?
So I think 3 ideas for Pakistan. The first one is definitely leadership. We lack a lot of good leadership, and I can't stress enough on saying that. And we are just do not have the time right now to discuss what good leadership is, but I think we need to invest in leaders, leaders who think in the long term and think, okay, what is good for Pakistan. And I'm not giving you any directions toward who those leaders might be. We might need to create a new form of leadership which does not exist yet. But good leadership, number one, we need to produce more leaders.
Yes.
Second idea.
And at every level, gully level ke upar, college level ke upar, company level ke upar, that's how leadership is developed in the society.
100%. And exactly, thanks for saying that. Leadership does not mean कि आप सारा मलबा एक किसी demigod के ऊपर डाल दें. Leadership is
we set them up for failure. Yes.
See, and just to give you a quick example, leadership is that I would believe that my wife can take over a project which she has never done before, and I hand her over कि यार ये जो हमारे घर का पूरा second floor है ना, you're going to be the person who's going to lead that, and she did a fantastic job. So let's find leaders among ourselves and not demigods या वो जो बड़े हैं और उस तरह. Number one, leadership. Second one is I think a lot about like having a long term approach. किसी से जाओ, किसी के साथ बेशक बिजनेस करो, बात करो, तो ये ना सोचो कि यार आज ये शॉर्ट टर्म में आपको किस तरह से फ़ायदा देगा, बल्कि अपने आप से 3 क्वेश्चन पूछो. पहले ये पूछो कि आपको इससे कोई फ़ायदा हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता इन द लॉन्ग टर्म. दूसरा, अपने आप से पूछो कि आपके वेंचर या आइडिया को इससे कोई फ़ायदा हो सकता है इन द लॉन्ग टर्म. तीसरा, ये पूछो कि इस बंदे को मुझसे क्या फ़ायदा होगा इन द लॉन्ग टर्म. And if you don't have the answers to all these 3 things, you are in for disaster. That relationship will never work. And that's what we need to do in our foreign policy as well. कि हम जाके देख तो लेते हैं कि यार वो जो है ना, हमने चाइना को हमसे क्या फ़ायदा हो रहा है, ओए हमें क्या चाइना से फ़ायदा हो रहा है, पहले ये तो देखें आप. और शायद वो केसेस में दोनों को फ़ायदा हो रहा हो. इसी तरह we need to think of other long term
so you
relationships.
believe more
well.
longer term. We are very 5 साला nation, ये हुकूमत वो हुकूमत.
We should be a 100-year nation कि यार ये होगा.
100 year. So Saad has said कि 100 साल का मंसूबा दिखाएं तो excited होंगे. तीसरा ख्याल पाकिस्तान के लिए.
तीसरा clear cut ख्याल is I think we really need to believe in our community. One of the things I've traveled a lot, and one of the things that I have really seen Pakistaniyon mein is that we are not gelled in together. You would not find a lot of people who would let go of their personal biases and say कि यार ये एक opportunity है, मैंने ढूंढी है, लेकिन मैं relevant नहीं हूँ, लेकिन मैं उमैर को recommend करूँगा और मैं उसको push करूँगा.
ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता.
I've been very fortunate in life. Yes. I've been very fortunate in life to be one of those people जिन्होंने लोगों को ढूंढा, उनके पीछे पड़े कि यार प्लीज़ इसके लिए अप्लाई करो या इधर जाओ. उनको खुद समझ नहीं थी कि ये क्या चीज़ है या क्या बात हो रही है, उनके पीछे पड़ के उनको पहुंचाया. एंड आई डोंट वांट टू टेक क्रेडिट फॉर देम. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इट्स देयर क्रेडिट, दे डिड इट. बट दिस इज व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इफ वी नीड टू सर्वाइव इन द लॉन्ग टर्म. And this is like I think my most crucial idea. We need to believe in power of connections and community.
Yeah, fantastic. Wow. Very thought-provoking, Saad. It's fantastic. I love the community wala point, and I wish that we're able to stand for each other, to push and really present ourselves as groups. Okay? Hey, here is somebody from Pakistan, here is somebody. And I've seen a lot of countries do that at a lot of forums, but I've seen us being very isolated in most cases. या एक ही पहुंचा होता है और किसी को लेके नहीं गया होता. Fantastic. What a pleasure it has been. Thanks a lot. I hope you've enjoyed this. And we look forward to more and more such episodes. Let's Jaliawala. I'm going to bring in the people that I have met who have moved me, who have inspired me. People like Saad who are doing great work in their communities, in their fraternities. इनके साथ वक्त लगा के कुछ 2-4 बातें मैं भी सीख जाता हूँ और अपने सेशन में आपको बताता हूँ जो कि आपको बहुत पसंद आती हैं. But here is you listening from these sources. resources. Please follow the recommendations, some great ideas on books, on what you need to do as Pakistanis, and what is his life like behind all the successes that he has generated. And he is young, he is good, inshallah, 40-50 years ahead of him to do a whole lot of work. But this is the man behind the scenes, and if we try to model that, there's high chance that we also find success. And success, not the tamge wali, but the andar wali success, the khushi wali success, as Saad said. Thanks a lot, Saad. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Umair.
Thank
It's
you.
been really amazing. Please.
Thank you.
Please.